Welcome back to the Metronome Madness League. It is the last match of the first round with the Eevee Hearts facing off against the horrible Hoppips. The Eevee Hearts are seed number 3 with a record of 9-5, with the 6th seed horrible Hoppips going up against them with a record of 8-6. The Eevee Hearts going to start things off with their Latios using a Fairy Lock. No one can switch out in the next turn. There goes the Kyurem with a Headbutt. So first attack from the Hoppips. Headbutt actually doing a lot of damage with the critical hit. Excellent job there by the Hoppips as Articuno looks to make its attack, and it's going to go with a Fire Punch. Super effective against Registeel. Doing just a bit of damage as Registeel looks to make its move, this time with a Frost Breath. That's against Articuno as neutral. Articuno already in the yellow after 2 crits against it. Oh, the Hoppips are coming out swinging right now. They got 2 crits in their first turn. Even though the Eevee Hearts are set to be the winner for this battle, we'll see if the Hoppips can pull off an upset. There goes the Haze. I don't think there were any stat changes in the last turn, so that did nothing. There goes the knockoff from the Kyurem. Knockoff against Articuno. Knocks off his Mystic Waddle and puts it at 4 HP. Articuno looks like it's going to get knocked out soon. There goes the Stomping Tantrum. That's against Registeel, another super effective attack. The Articuno making good move choices, at least, even though it seems like it's going to be knocked out soon. There goes the Night Slash from the Registeel against Latios, super effective. Another hard hit coming from the Hoppips. They've got a strategy here tonight, and they are employing it. There goes the Enigma Berry, though, giving Latios some health back. And here we go, Latios. Moving first this turn, gonna go for the Flower Shield. That's gonna fail as Kyurem gets to retaliate here. I don't think Kyurem's really been attacked. This time it goes for a clear Smog. That's against the Latios. Doing just a little bit of damage. There were no stat changes on it, so I don't know if there was a need for that. There goes the Peck from the Articuno. Not very effective on Registeel. Needs to use a better move. There goes Strength from Registeel. They're not attacking the Articuno now. It's only at 4 HP, but they keep attacking Latios. Latios in the yellow. Articuno's been able to attack 3 times after being put at 4 HP. It's amazing that they haven't attacked it. There goes the Flip Turn, though, from Latios. Not doing a whole lot of damage, but Latios is going to swap back onto the bench. And then the Eevee Hearts are going to put out their Latias now. So Latias comes out on the field. Kyurem going for its attack. This time Kyurem's going to go for a Dragon Claw. If it's against Latias, that's huge. No, against Articuno. It does knock out a Pokemon. Nonetheless, Articuno goes down. Registeel. It's going to go ahead and go. This time for Feather Dance. Feather Dance against the Latias. Going to lower its attack. Special attacks are what it's going to have to rely on as Raikou comes out onto the field for the Eevee Hearts. They opt not to go for their Latios. Instead, they put out a full health Raikou as it exerts its pressure. Here comes the Raikou. Fastest thing on the field right now. It goes for an Ember. Against Registeel, that would be huge. It is against Registeel. Does a lot of damage. If they'd gone for a stronger fire type move, Registeel would have been knocked out. But it's in the red right now, and Eevee Hearts can't ask for anything more. There goes the Lick. Not very effective. They doubled up on the Registeel, but a better move by Latios definitely would have helped them. A Scary Face. It's against Raikou. So it's going to lower its speed. We'll see if it can still move first next turn, or if someone else will be faster. There goes the Fairy Wind against Latias. Super effective. This is a Dragon type. Doing a bit of damage. Latias goes first now after Raikou's speed has been lowered. Goes for the Electro Web. That's against the Kyurem. Oh, it's against both sides. Forget about that. Electro Web gets Registeel ever closer, but still doesn't knock it out. As Kyurem goes, and then goes for a Drain Punch. Gonna get some health back against the Raikou, actually doing quite a bit of damage. And Kyurem, again, really hasn't been damaged at all. Now he's back at full health. There goes the Zing Zap coming from Registeel. It's against Latias, not very effective. Raikou with the Flame Charge. And that's against Kyurem. Not doing a whole lot of damage. Just knock out the Registeel. Why aren't you aiming at the Registeel? Knock it out, move on to another Pokemon, because you're not doing anything to this Kyurem right now. Here we go, Latias goes once again. This time it's gonna go for a Pluck. Pluck is against Kyurem. They're chipping away at it, but God, his health is not moving. They cannot damage this thing. There goes the Crunch. Crunch against Kyurem again. They're avoiding Registeel altogether. Be better to get rid of it. At least take one Pokemon down. Then you might do some damage to some other Pokemon rather than focusing on the Kyurem. Kyurem recycled its berry as Registeel goes for a Psycho Cut. Not very effective against Latias. Latios with the Metronome. It's gonna go with a Growl. Interesting. Gonna lower the attack on the other side of the field. Maybe that can help him. I still think attacking Registeel would have been better. There goes the Crush Claw. Crush Claw against Kyurem once again. Not doing anything. They cannot damage it as Kyurem eats another Key Berry and raises his defenses. Oh my gosh. The strategy here by the Hoppers is definitely working, and the Eevee Hearts seem to just be falling for it as Raikou gets hit hard. It's in the yellow. Registeel goes again, this time with the Baton Pass. I don't know if it had anything to pass on, but it's going to swap out. So, the horrible Hoppers finally take their Registeel out, leaving it there as a backup. Although Registeel is slow, so if I think they bring it back out with such low health, it might just get knocked out immediately. But we'll see what happens. Tornadus is out on the field, now the fastest one there. And it gets to go first, this time with a Gear Up. That's going to fail, fortunately for them. Latias going for Clanging Scales. Clanging Scales, super effective on the Kyurem. It's in the red, doing a lot of damage to Tornadus as well. They get the downside of the defense drop, but that was actually pretty excellent. Red card gonna force Latias to switch out, and there goes the Cresselia. Raikou going for a Fusion Flare. This time against the Tornadus. Tornadus is hit pretty hard, it's in the red. Kyurem with a U-turn, so Kyurem's gonna switch itself out. Interesting, as Raikou's hit hard by that, it's in the red as well. So Kyurem, after doing a really good showing, is going to swap out and save itself for later, I suppose. It's Groudon that comes out for the horrible Hoppers, putting out a Drought. Watch out for the Fire-type moves from these Pokemon. We'll see what the Eevee Hearts can do to come back, but the Hoppers have seemed to have been all over this battle. Excuse me. They seem to have been all over this battle so far as they use Poltergeist to hit Cresselia with his own Lepa Berry, doing almost half of its health. There goes the Lick from Groudon. It's also against Cresselia, and it is hit hard once again and paralyzed. Oh my gosh, what grouping of turns. What was I trying to say? What a combo. There goes the Parabolic Charge, that stab. It hits everyone though, as Cresselia takes more damage. It does get some health back from everyone, but I don't know if it was worth it at that point, as Cresselia needed that health. Tornadus is knocked out by that. Cresselia gets to attack the Groudon now, this time with the multi-attack. That does a little bit of damage. Not a whole lot. And the Registeel comes back out onto the field. Here comes the Groudon. Groudon with a Fusion Flare. That could be huge. It's against the Raikou. Fusion Flare doing the damage Raikou's done. The Eevee Hearts are going to need a hope and a prayer to come back in this battle. Oh my goodness. There goes the Aura Sphere. Coming from the Registeel and Cresselia. Not very effective, but it is in the red right now. Breaks through the paralysis, and it goes for the Pluck. That's the second one from the Eevee Hearts. Pluck is enough to take out Registeel. Registeel was able to get one last attack off. Now the Eevee Hearts have both their Latios and Latias left. They're both already taking damage. Their entire team has already taken damage, and that looks very bad for them right now. We'll have to see what they're going to do to turn things around. Kyurem's back. Kyurem, though, pretty low on health. Here we go. Latios going with an assurance. Is it against the Kyurem? No, it's against Groudon. Does just a little bit of damage. Kyurem has to... Oh, it ran out of moves. It didn't have any moves left, so Kyurem's going to faint immediately. But the struggle does enough damage. Okay, the Eevee Hearts seem to be back on top of things here with the Kyurem fainting. They have 3 Pokemon left, only 2 left on the Hoppers. Cresselia's using rest right now, so it's going to heal itself back up from 5 HP, mind you. So that's actually really good. Eevee Hearts showing why they're the 3rd seed with their strategy here. Looks like they might be turning things around as the Zamazenta is out on the field for the Hoppers. Last 2 Pokemon for the Hoppers. And we are at the turning point of the battle. The crowd's getting into it as Zamazenta goes. There we go with an Autonomize. And that raises its speed. Latios. It's going to go for a Play Rough. Play Rough, super effective against Zamazenta, doing a bit of damage as Groudon takes his turn. This time it's going to go for Dragon's Breath. Is it against the Latios? It's not. It's against Cresselia. Cresselia's going to be asleep for the next 2 turns, and it was a crit. That wasn't a strong move for a critical hit if we look at that, so that wasn't the best thing. Would have been better to hit Latios with that. There goes Zamazenta. Gonna go once again, this time with the Fusion Bolt. Fusion Bolt lands. It's against Latios, not very effective, but man, does it do some damage. Latios is at about 1/3 of its health. It goes for an Anchor Shot. Anchor Shot against the Groudon. Ooh, that hit pretty hard. It was a crit. Groudon now going for the Fury Cutter. Fury Cutter against Latios is super effective, and it goes down. Eevee Hearts on its last 2 Pokemon now. 2 versus 2. Here goes Latias. Both Pokemon in the green. Both teams just about even. Zamazenta gets to go. And he goes for an Acid. Acid hitting both Pokemon, not doing a whole lot of damage. Latios goes on the offensive, this time with the Grassy Glide. Is that against Groudon? It is super effective. Groudon with about 1/3 of its health left. Good move. Groudon going for that Flame Charge. Flame Charge not very effective against Latias. Does get to raise its speed. We'll see if that changes the order of things as Cresselia gets to attack. Goes for an Inferno. Inferno against Zamazenta. Doing a little bit of damage. And it gets the burn. Lowering Zamazenta's attack and getting that damage off at the end of every turn. That is a good position for them to be in right now. Looking like the favor has swapped over to the Eevee Hearts. Zamazenta going for a Glaciate. That could be super effective against Latias. It is. It hits both sides. That's right. And Latias actually takes less damage than you would expect. But it does lower the speed for both of them, giving the Hoppers the advantage in the next turn. There goes Groudon now with an Assurance. Assurance against Cresselia, super effective. It's at 26 HP. How quickly the tides can turn with the Mega Punch coming from Latias. Zamazenta taking that hit as Cresselia goes now with Fake Tears. Look like real tears to me, and apparently it did to Zamazenta as well as a special defense falls. Zamazenta in yellow. There it goes. Zamazenta gonna go with a Sweet Scent, making it easier to hit these two. None of them lowered their or raised their evasion, so I guess that can help with low accuracy moves. There goes the Groudon now. Going with the Horn Leech. Looking to get some health back. It's against Latias. Not very effective, but Latias is in the red right now. Groudon gaining a little bit of HP back. And there goes Latias, this time with a Vacuum Wave. Vacuum Wave against Groudon. Doing a bit of damage. Cresselia goes for the Land's Wrath. There's a move you can use. Hits both Pokemon as Groudon is put into the red there. It goes for its berry. Raising its special defense. The burn takes Zamazenta even lower. It's a very close match. This can go either way depending on what moves they choose to use here. It can really go either way. There goes the Rock Blast. Rock Blast doing a bit of damage to the Latias. Depends on how many times he only hits twice. Latias still alive. Groudon gonna go for a Bug Buzz. That's super effective against either of them. He hits the Cresselia and Cresselia faints. One Pokemon left on the Eevee Hearts. Latias goes. It goes for the reversal. That's actually huge with the amount of damage that Latias has. And Zamazenta is taken all the way down to the red, but the burn takes it out. It's 1-on-1 with Groudon versus Latias right now. Here we go. Groudon makes the first move. Will it land a hit? It goes for a peck. Is that enough to knock out Latias? The peck is enough. Latias faints, and the win, the upset, goes to the horrible Hoppips. They weren't so horrible today, as they're going to go on to the next round of the playoffs. They'll be facing off against seed number 2, the Vargey's Growlithe pack. So that's going to be an interesting match. Make sure you stay tuned for the next matchup, which is round 2, Charming Charmeleons against the Gravely Gengars, and we will see you in the next one.